Welcome to the Men of Honor podcast. My name is Corey, your host, and today I was supposed to be doing my first induction of an MMA gym, and it was going to be absolutely crazy. And I tried to set it up yesterday, and the struggle was actually I tried to contact these guys, and I sent them. I went to their website, and it said enter your details. I entered my details, and this was now 5 weeks ago, and nobody said anything. So I decided to give him a ring. I left a voice message on their phone, and nothing. So this was actually quite a strange way of doing business, because when I look at business, for me, like, the lifeblood of your business is to be able to get customers and capture customers. So in terms of a customer, I'm ready. I'm ready to join. I'm ready to commit, because this is like the thing. Because I decided to join MMA because it's something that I enjoyed. I've done it before. And before that was back in the day when it was still quite new to the UK. And when I did it, it was fun, but it was working out. I was part of a group, and this has been inspired by the fact that I've been trying to lose weight and I've been going to the gym, but I'm not as motivated. So I thought in order to supplement me going to the gym and to couple that, I will do something where I can meet other like-minded people and be motivated, because we're all doing the same thing together. So when I'm beginning to struggle, somebody will be there to sort of, cheer me on and, get me going. So usually when in terms of success, in terms of weight loss or anything that you're trying to achieve, it's always better when you're collaborating with other people that have got the same mindset. So that's the reason why I want to join this. And from a fitness perspective, I think it's incredible what these guys are offering. In terms of business, I am shocked at the way they conduct business, and I struggle with the fact that the process of me actually getting into that fitness gym has been such a massive hurdle. Now, in business, there's one thing that most people don't do, but some other people are really good at, and those businesses that are successful know how to reduce friction in order to do business. And what does that mean? That means that when a customer comes into your world, there isn't a lot of barriers for them to actually start spending money. So in this case, I think the monthly subscription for joining this MMA is £70. So it's way more expensive than a normal gym. It's more than what you would pay for a normal gym, which is I'm fine with that, because unlike a normal gym, you're not learning skills. You're not part of a group. There is a more of a community rather than just you coming and doing something by yourself. So in terms of the value that you're paying for, there's a lot of I think it's quite a reasonable price for the results that you can get. So there's a heap of value. So the price matches the value that you get. But for the uneducated person who wants just to try it out, that could be a massive steep thing. And the most shocking thing about this is that I started contacting these guys. I spoke to them, and one of them said, "Oh no, I'm not the one that's in charge of doing it. For you to come and do this, you have to get an induction, and in order for you to get an induction, I can't do the induction. You need to go and speak to another guy." Now, I get that. Everybody's got a role within a business, but I didn't totally understand what the induction was. So they just assumed I know what an induction is. So the guy set me up for induction, which was yesterday, but then we couldn't do it. And all this was being done over text, which I didn't mind. So he sent me a message saying, "No, I cannot do it yesterday. You can do it today." And then I said, "Okay, it's not a problem. We can set up for tomorrow." And then late last night, 11:30, I got a text message, and it said, "By the way, when you come to the induction, I don't know what you've been told, you also need to pay £40. So now, not only am I paying £40 for the induction, but I'm also going to be paying £70 for the monthly subscription, which makes it £110 in order for me to join an MMA. Now, for me, I know I will enjoy it, and I know the value that I'm going to get from it. But from a business perspective, that is insane. I mean, how many people can you actually get to pay £110 for something that they are not sure they're going to be doing? I mean, if I was literally wanting to try it out, I'm not going to be paying £40 to just try out something. It's especially for a gym. Unless you got a waiting list. I think if you've got a waiting list, yes, you might have to start sifting out, because when you put such a barrier, it means that you're literally making that person apply to go into that gym. And if you got unlimited customers, yeah, you probably have to put that cost, so that you're sifting through the people, like you're sifting through good members. So you're making sure that this person comes in and be a good member. Now, I don't know if this is a good strategy in terms of them getting new customers in. Maybe that's their way of filtering people that are going to be potential good customers and people that are not good customers. And if that's the case, I totally agree. That's exactly what you would do. If you got a capacity of, you only have 20 people per time exercising in the gym, then you getting 30 people wanting to come in every session, then yeah, you probably want to sift them out, get the people that are the right fit for the gym and stuff like that. I get that. And I think it's important to do that when you are completely, massively successful. I personally don't think... I think they would like to have more customers, and I would think this is not a very good strategy in terms of... I think if they educated me on what I was getting in terms of the induction and why it cost £40, I wouldn't be having this rant. If they educated me, or if they said, okay, this is why we're coming to make sure that you're a good fit for the club, plus you're capable of handling the training, that's fine. Plus this pays for your insurance, and this means that your first session is free. If they laid it out in that sort of fashion, then it's a no-brainer. I'm like, yeah, I'm paying £40, but I've got no clue what I'm paying for. So it's like you just said, by the way, you're paying £40 when you come for the induction, over text message. And I thought to myself, wow, if I didn't know the value of what I'm be paying for, I would definitely not be coming back. This is like the on the other scale, the worst scale of friction in terms of getting a customer or onboarding a customer. I mean, that's like crazy on the other end of. And in terms of communication via text, it's the most personal way, but at the same time, you should have somebody who's speaking to people. They should be especially dedicating time to actually speak to people. When you're getting somebody to spend money, you have to speak to them and show the value of what they're paying for. Because in terms of a customer, it's put a sour taste in my mouth. Really, I actually started looking for an alternative. Unfortunately, there isn't an alternative because I specifically chose the gym, that one, because they actually have their own gym and they have midday classes. If I could have found somewhere else where they had a midday class, I would have been going somewhere else, because that was just not a very good way of onboarding a customer. Now, why am I podcasting about this? I'm speaking to you successful entrepreneurs, and I'm hoping that alarm bells are now going off in your head in terms of your customers, because this is, in terms of money, $40 or £40 isn't a lot of money to some people, but for somebody who's got the desire to actually train and maybe do something with their fitness and they've not seen that value, I think regardless of how much it cost. In fact, if it was £10, I guess probably it would make sense, but £40, it's just not, I don't see the value in it. There's probably loads of value, but he just didn't communicate that value to me, which makes it scary, because if I didn't see the value in doing this, then I would have been gone. They would have lost me as a customer, definitely. And it just, for me, if you lost one customer per month, now, let's put this into perspective. So if you, a customer who pays £70 per month is going to, for a year, how much does that make up? So it makes up to, so horrible at maths. It comes up to about what? It's 840 or something like that. So that's 840. And if you think you're losing maybe one customer every month, it becomes a ridiculous amount. You're just losing at least 10 grand a year because of just not being able to educate your customer. Now, again, I'm not saying the way they're conducting business is wrong. I'm just saying that there's not enough education. And this is so important. The education of a customer is so important, and you have to have methods of delivering that education. Hence the reason why I do podcasting, because this is where I'm actually educating potential customers on the different things that they can get and different value, and what I'm demonstrating the skill that I have. So in this actual episode, I'm talking about onboarding a customer and I'm analyzing a business and showing you what you shouldn't do. Now, I'm not against the way they're asking. I'm not against what they're charging, because you have to charge for your time. But at the same time, when you charge for your time, you need to know the difference when you are doing something for free and when you're doing something, where you have to charge. And sometimes when it comes to onboarding a customer, you need to consider the back end of the business. So the front end would be me getting interested into the thing that you're offering me. So for instance, Netflix does this as well. So they say, I will give you 30 days free. And really that 30 days is for you to actually get engrossed in and form the habit of watching Netflix. So by the time the 30 days comes, you're so engrossed in a series, or so engrossed in, or you've already formed the habit of watching, Netflix for an hour every single day before bed, then you don't want to lose that, little escape or whatever. So him saying it's going to be £40 for induction, which would be fine, I pay for that, but you get your first class free, of course. So that I've done the induction, now he's pushed me straight into a class. It means that I'm forced to go to the next class because it's free, and then I'll get charged for the next one. At that point, I'm already in a position where I'm invested in the thing. But now, if you put a barrier, as in this is £40, okay, and then after that, for you to continue, you need to pay for the next class. It's already, I think, for each individual class is £10. So that's £50 in one day that I'm spending. That has got no, that I do not understand the value of what's going to happen. So yes, it is a rant, but it's something that I think is very important when it comes to business, especially in these economic times where most businesses are struggling. And if your business is struggling right now, these are the things that you should be looking into. How are you onboarding customers? And when you think about the front end, which is where you get customers in, what are you doing in terms of lowering the friction to getting the customer in, and then actually consolidating them to go into the back end? So me being in the back end would be now me signing up and paying £70 every single month to stay in that fitness regime and that club, and I will stay on as long as I'm getting the results and I'm getting the thing that I desire. So, and again, the weird thing is that I'm going there as a trial and seeing it, because I want to bring my kids as well over there. So in terms of education, now my kid is going to have to have an induction too. And then that means it just seems like when it comes to money, I know most people have this thing where they're afraid to talk about it, and so they end up doing these dodgy little things where it's not so clear. But then because there's no clarity towards it, it brings confusion to the customer, and then every time a customer gets confused, they say no. So I should have been there right now, but I've chosen not to because I thought, let me have a look at other alternatives before I go. So I said, I'll look at it on Monday. I'm just going to go to the gym and, go on a treadmill and do my normal things and stuff like that. But yeah, it did put a sour taste in my mouth. And I thought to myself, if any of the entrepreneurs are following this podcast and they're doing the same thing, you need to stop. You need to think about how you're onboarding customers. Think of the long term. Don't just think of the right now cash. Every time you think about the right now cash, you actually alienate a lot of customers coming in to your business. So this is so important, so vital. In fact, I cannot stress this enough. Right now, can you imagine? I've got a lot of weight to lose, and it means that I'm going to be joining this gym pretty much for the next 2 or 3 years, and it's probably going to be such a massive part of my life that I'll never leave. So as a long-term customer, if they lose me, that's it. And you think about how many other people like me that would have wanted to be joining there and they've been put off by the lack of communication and lack of education. It's absolutely outstanding. It's insane. And in fact, it's not the first time this has happened because I had my kids. I wanted to start doing martial arts and doing some sort of discipline like that. And we started talking to some clubs, and they were charging £60 a month for kids to come and do 2 1-hour sessions per week. And I thought to myself, that is insane. Now, my kid plays golf, and she pays £60 per term, which is 6 weeks, which works out to be £10 a week. And then she does swimming, which is, I think, similar. And then she does some other sports clubs. So we are regularly paying for clubs and things for her to do. But I thought to myself, the amount of money that they were charging for £120 for, it just seemed a little bit insane. For if she was going there every day, then it would make sense. So I think when it comes to MMA clubs and fitness places, I think in terms of what they offer is massive, because in terms of for kids, the amount of confidence and the respect that they learn about their body and discipline and it's such a amazing thing. But in terms of barrier to entry, and it's such I think they just do not know how to run businesses. It's like, it's so shocking. So to be honest with you, I actually considered opening my own MMA gym and just wipe these guys out of the whole thing, because business shouldn't be like this. It should never be like this, where there's such a high barrier to entry. Again, I'll probably take this back. I'll come back and talk about this once I go to the induction, because I'm probably exaggerating because I've not been educated. But I just thought it's important that you know that you need to educate your customer. All these costs that they've put in place, they probably make sense, but I don't know what they mean. So thank you very much for listening and to my little rant. Hopefully it's of use, and if you want to learn more, join the Man of Honor podcast Facebook group. And if you've got any question, send me on the Instagram, and hopefully we can get your business onboarding more customers and you crushing it. Okay, so thank you very much. I'll be seeing you soon.